Clark. A deep one. You bet! Caitlin Clark! Absolutely ridiculous.
If you thought Steph Curry had range, wait until you witness Caitlin Clark in action. From launching logo shots to pull-ups that seem impossible, she's transforming basketball. Today, we'll break down her most incredible, deep shots from her historic college days to her fearless leap into the WNBA, where her limitless range continues to amaze. Ready? Let's jump in.
Clark was trying to redirect a pass. Clark, oh my! From Schenectady! Clark wheels around, evades Van Lith, and drains it! My goodness!
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is! The all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball.
We'll step to the side over Hemingway, and that's her third already.
There were times when fans couldn't stay seated, cheers erupting, defenders overwhelmed, and an electric atmosphere all around. Once you witness these shots, you'll understand why Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent.
Mind looking. Here's Clark. She fires, and goes! She hit it!
They're going to get the ball up in time. Clark for the win! Yeah! Oh! Does it time and time again, the 40-piece, and walks off with the W!
Clark, there she goes again. Yes!
You have to guard Caitlin Clark even before she crosses half court. What's that, about 26 feet? When she's going to her left and in rhythm, she's going to drain it. Clark from the logo! Nailed it!
She gets it out of that left hand, and it's money. She's open now. Caitlin Clark. Clark hits the three. Too much space. Nearly 10 million people watching. Maybe we can break that 10 this year. Deep three. Caitlin Clark.
Your team rallied twice in the Southland Conference tournament for wins, and that one dead on. Right on the money. You never get tired of seeing that.
You better be careful. There might be another one coming right here. You can see it when she's got the ball in her hands and the look in her eye. Run up, rhythm three.
When Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, she was met with skepticism, pressure, and sky-high expectations. But the moment she stepped on the court, she delivered, making a statement. If you thought her college games were unreal, just wait until you watch her face the world's elite.
Boston, who also has a 15-5-5 game today. Here's Clark, catch, fire, and connect.
11 wins all of last season. They're already at 10. Look at the tie last year's winning record.
Clark from way downtown and knocks it down.
They've scored 10 points off of 6 Fever turnovers. So that's really the difference in the game right now.
Clark leaning in and hitting. Wow.
Benley working it around here for the Fever. Good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot. Logo make for Clark. And it sets up her ability to drive. She is a hard check. Tough to keep in front.
Clark, step back, hits a three. Clark with 9 points, 7 assists here so far. Clark crossing over and dropping a three. Minnesota shooting just 29% here in the first quarter. Clark looking aggressive. Clark launches and hits a three.
Out in between quarters, in between halves, to come out with the exact same energy. And especially, that's one way to
Canada has been a problem for Caitlin Clark. Pressure all game.
Clark, a problem for Canada there. Indiana's gone from up 7 to down 7. The Fever had all of the energy early on. Championship medal of Las Vegas on full display, and Clark dropping a three. Her international duties with Germany, also suffered an injury. This is just her 14th game and part of the challenge that Dallas has had all year. Clark catch and shoot and knocks down her second three. Tufag Benley. Indiana will reset. Clark fire away. You bet. Just a little bit here. We'll see if the Fever can free her up. Clark off the screen. Clark launches, hits a three.
I don't know if Dolson was ready for that. It looked like she was positioning herself for a rebound, but she was right there in front. Clark, deep three. Had a chance to speak with the Fever general manager, and she just loves that MLA is playing so well as of late here in DC. Here's Clark. That one rattles through. They're hoping that can discourage Alyssa Thomas from making some of her great passes.
No one picks up Clark, who cans the three. Connecticut now 1 for 12 from the floor in this first.
Good looks, though. They're getting good looks.
Clark connects on a bomb. Here's Clark working behind Boston. Clark for the lead. You bet. Indiana has come all the
Caitlin Clark's deep range goes far beyond three-pointers. Her logo threes are stunning, but her vision and passing are just as lethal. Some of her wildest moments came from deep. Not as shots, but as laser passes that shock defenders and set teammates up perfectly.
Here's to 25.
How about back Bidley running the floor there? And the find there from Clark.
Gustafson, too much. Long rebound to the Fever. Oh, back Bidley says, don't wait.
Transition defense.
to the Commissioner's Cup final. What a dish down the floor. Wallace, the finish plus the foul on a beautiful delivery from Clark.
In this season where that has not been the case and have allowed too much dribble penetration.
Well, and it allows them. Oh, what a dime. My goodness, the pass from Clark to Katie Lou Samuelson.
Maybe big threes and D.
We can come up with something. We'll workshop it.
We're workshopping it.
Kelsey Mitchell lays it up and in there.
Gets her on the bounce. Dolphin too strong. Quickly up the floor is Mitchell. Beautiful find from Clark as Mitchell lays it up and in.
Right, she knocked it down. Caitlin Clark scoreless since 5:51 left in the first quarter, and she post speeds Aaliyah Boston.
He was the only one back there for Indiana as Clark whips it inside. Two more for Boston.
Good job by the Dream getting back in transition defense because that's where Kelsey Mitchell likes to strike.
Wallace left alone, and it's third triple goes for Indiana.
Could have held for one, did not, but able to hit. Here's the flick ahead, and Alyssa Smith lays it in on the delivery from Clark.
Round to Russell pick. Now to Horston. Gets a decent look. Can't get it to go. All of a sudden, that's 6 of 10. Not looking so hot anymore. And a baseball pass down court and with passing. Look at this.
This is a pass that not very many players can make from behind the free throw line.
I talked to Caitlin earlier today, and she talked about how that chemistry is getting so much better. And is there any better passer right now from the backcourt than Caitlin?
Let's take a look back at some of her top WNBA highlights. The plays that brought fans to their feet and had the entire basketball world buzzing.
Bonner gets denied by Boston. Wheeler finds Clark from the logo. You bet!
Points of 9 of 13 shooting.
And 12 assists now for Seattle.
Clark answers, and that is the first triple of the game.
Levish hounding Clark. Clark, step back three, knocks it down from Caitlin.
Absolutely blown the roof up.
But playing at UConn, she is used to all of this. Oh, Caitlin Clark, rookie on rookie crime right there in Mule's face.
She had a defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep three. Clark has space. She's going to let it fly, and she's going to connect. Oh, Caitlin Clark. She waited to prime time to connect from deep.
That's putting up some buckets.
It sure was. Top 4 scorers at the college level here in this.
Here is Clark. She will launch and bury a three.
Oh, Hamby had a clear out.
Giroux turns, ducks in. Fagbenle stays with her. Blocked from behind. That was Clark. Now Clark looking to push. Cross-court pass. Full. Back to Clark. She will launch and bury a three. So Christie Side's going to trust her second-year pro. 5 fouls. Just under 8 minutes to play. Clark finds some space and hits a three.
So when Caitlin goes off the ball, typically she comes off a stagger on the weak side, but she comes off a pin down here, wide open. Bang!
Defensive board or a turnover and push pace the other way. First in the league in fast break points.
Clark connects on a deep three.
Now by Dee Richards as she's into the ball game. Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back three just below the logo, drills it. Clark, pull up three, at one.
So you love to see that DMV showing up, showing out.
Clark.
Connecticut, second last in the league in three-point percentage, just under 29%. Clark heaves it.
She works hard and does her work early before the ball gets inside.
Cheyenne Parker married in the offseason. Clark catch and shoot, hits a three.
Christie Sides told us we have got to find a body on Reese.
Clark gets freed up. Clark with the basketball. 9 total points in the game. Steps it back from 3. Knocks it down.
3 in the first quarter, the Mystics. Clark way downtown. Knocks down a 3. Wheeler. Clark launches. Hits a 3.
And that wraps up Caitlin Clark's deepest shots yet. But this is only the start. If she's hitting these already, imagine what's next. If you're hyped for her future, leave a comment, show Clark some love, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.